It is said the only constant is change in college football. For over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the Michigan State Spartans, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So the Oregon Ducks offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box. They can take it outside. They can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that round.
Well, the short passing game is a great go-to for any offensive coordinator in the first quarter because it's reliable, but it also allows you to see how the defense is going to react and play. So this can certainly open things up later.
He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1. The Ducks will line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Makes a nice grab at the 25. Really good job on the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. So Michigan State's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And after that performance last week, Jesse, it'll be interesting to see if they can get the big tight end as involved as he was a week ago.
He really did. He was good out in the field. He was good down near the red zone. He's a matchup problem that you know this quarterback is going to be trying to find early in this game. The defense has to have a plan for him, David. It'll be interesting to see how they try to defend him.
And that's the problem. It's so hard when your best playmaker is a tight end to plan for him because how you treat him is everything, and they can still run the football with him, and they can still throw it to him, and he's just a nightmare matchup, and, you know, you want to slow him down, like make some of those easy touches a little bit harder for him, but you know he's going to get hit.
How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on 3rd down here in Autzen. And he's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to bring up a decision for this coach. Backing up their pregame words. Their first drive of the game, 4th down in their own end, and they're going for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on 4th down, still going. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. And the Spartans will have it 1st and 10. Motion from the back. Wants to throw. It's Stoneburner. Gets it to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Wow, you saw the speed of the defense there. They're trying to spit this football out to the running back on the perimeter. And how about the defense able to get to him quickly to bring him down for no gain?
Gonna run it. It's cool. There he goes. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
This opening drive has been all offense. Really good job. Nice scripted plays. Taking advantage. Strung together a nice series. But here's all that matters for defense. We don't even care about yards anymore. Can I keep him out of the end zone? Great job right here. Step up. Get a stop. Force him either to kick a field goal or get no points. And this drive is still a success.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Second down, they'll go to the air. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
These are the plays that don't show up in the stat books, right? Like, great job. Look at it. He does an awesome job. Instead of taking the sack, clearly wanted to throw the football, scrambles around, gets some positive yards. It doesn't go down as a huge gain.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Smarty. These two have spent plenty of time together. That was almost telepathic, David.
No doubt, and quarterbacks and wide receivers throw all off-season to get on the same page. You can see he hits him in stride. That's why he gets the touchdown.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Leaves it with the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, we know this offense obviously really struggled there last time out, and they knew coming into this one they would have to be better at running the football, and that just has not happened in this game. They're simply not physical enough offensively at this point.
Snags it over the middle. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. And the Ducks are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Quickly to the tight end. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
That's a 3rd down the offense simply had to have there. You're obviously trailing early in this game. You're trying to generate some momentum. So 3rd down, defense is playing zone. You just got to find the soft spot in coverage, make it easy on your quarterback. Those two guys able to link up.
Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. Power football with the run. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The Ducks have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Reads it, fires complete. Brought down at the 48 after a gain of 5. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Unloads it left. Just a Barishnikov-like move on the sideline to tap that toe and get the 1st down. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The give to the running back from the shotgun. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29. 1st and 10 for the offense. To the air on 1st down. Back open in the middle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. They'll give it to the back. Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there has been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter in space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game. Right now, running it, though, very difficult.
Once you start to get down here towards the goal line, it's so much more difficult to throw the football. And you really want to stretch the defense sideline to sideline and use your speed and take advantage of the grass when you see it. They try to take a little bit of a shot down the field unsuccessfully. Nice job by this defense.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Turning it on!
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Stoneburner. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Intercepted. Oh, what a play. Not a lot on the return, but they can live with that as they've got it at the 49.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Oh, better look out.
You know, you talk so much about QBs, right? Having to make really good decisions. There's a great example. He didn't see anybody open downfield. He didn't hesitate for 1 second. He put his head down, and he took off and went running and generated an explosive play for the offense.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
So many offenses do this, right? They run the jet sweep. This defense was more than ready. They see it all the time. They got the penetration. That play had no chance to be successful.
The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when they're throwing in the defense because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in the game.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They're still looking for a little more productivity as they trail 10-7. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. Got some room to run. Sprinting all the way. He'll take it to the house, but there is a flag on the field. An easy decision there for the offense to decline the penalty and take the touchdown. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
No love lost between teams anytime they square off inside the Big Ten. Here's one that's just gone final. Memphis was able to come away with a hard-fought victory in Bluff City. It wasn't one coaches will point to the rest of the way as a perfect 60 minutes of ball, but it is a step in the right direction. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a Big Ten matchup matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. That last completion sets him up on second down. He'll ride his man on the option. He'll pitch it. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play.
Well, I love the variety in the run game you're seeing from this offense. It's not just going to be conventional handoffs. Won't just be the quarterback, but he's making good decisions. Pitching at that time, that's the right read. And it's not a huge explosive home run type play, but it is enough to help them pick up the first down.
I like that big, reliable security. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's
Breaks into the open. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Spartans come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield, it's Stoneburner. Pressure coming. They'll wrap him up, and he didn't find the same kind of running room this time as he did on the previous play. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Fakes to grab. He'll be knocked out of bounds at the 29.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
It'll be a run on 3rd and short. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. They're back to within a touchdown. 17-10 is the score. He'll bring it out. He's got a lot of confidence to bring that ball out of the end zone, but it didn't work out this time, out of bounds at the 16. They'll come out and take a knee, and that should send us to halftime. As expected, looks as if they'll run it out and go into halftime with a lead. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Eugene. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in Autzen Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Ducks will kick it off to start the second half. Here he comes with the return. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. Tight game as we start the 3rd quarter. We'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Caught close to the marker. It's Snow. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
And the Spartans are in the hurry-up. Looking to throw again. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of...
Oh, he's got some space. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. The Spartans have their offense in high gear. To the air. It's Stoneburner. Incomplete. Looked as if he had his man, but just a misfire from this senior.
The offense obviously trailing here in the second half. They're going to have to be able to throw the football effectively to come back in this game, but in order for that to happen, they have got to do a better job up front blocking.
Oh, he drops it. That is a catch he makes 99 times out of 100, but it'll be third down. Trying to pick up a first down. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Fires to the big fella. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. They don't seem comfortable with the 50-yard field goal attempt, so they'll lead the offense out to try to get the first down. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
Yeah, nice job by the running back. I like he understood that it was 4th and 1. I got to get that first down. And how about the blocking up front, creating a hole, creating some space. Not only did he get the first down, makes the big play, sparks this offense.
He's got it. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The give to the tailback. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan State. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. He'll pull it on the read. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, and how about the QB? Calls his own number and all these options, obviously multiple plays. He decides to stick with it, get some positive yards, and now what's next off of that? What's my next read off of that? How am I going to mix things up and keep this defense off balance?
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Makes the grab. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down. And the Ducks will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. To throw, it's Stoneburner. And that is interception number 3 on the day. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Great place to start for this offense. They go to the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Right back to it. runs through a tackle. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one.
You know, you better form tackle better on defense. You had a chance to make a big play, missed the running back, and as a result, he's getting positive yards. Defense has to do a better job of finishing.
With the run on 1st and goal. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2.
Defensively, man, I play so much more man coverage when it gets down near the red zone, down inside the 20-yard line, this area of the field. I got less space to cover. I don't have to worry about them running way down the field really deep, but I do have to worry about them finding ways to get wide receivers, tight ends, speed the ball.
Touchdown, Oregon! And that one will put them up here in the second half. The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
On the run from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think we can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running.
There he goes. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. Looking to throw, it's Stoneburner. It falls incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the period. That's the end of the period, and Oregon has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. Chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Pulls it and fires to the left.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. With that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. They'll pick up enough yardage for the 1st down. They've got it at the 30.
Well, this offense is going to try and grind their way to a win now, and they're going to start force-feeding this guy the football, too. He's made a few plays earlier in this game, but now in the 4th quarter, it's about force-feeding him, getting some push up front, and just icing this thing.
He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the 1st down on the throw and catch. Handoff from the gun. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do, and when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. To the air, it's Stoneburner. Wide out trying to get it in. Almost in, but they'll say he didn't make it, inches away from the touchdown. They're looking to throw on 2nd and short. Touchdown, Spartans! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Well, One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. He'll toss it. He finds enough room to get it up to the 28-yard line before going out of bounds. The Ducks can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They'll move the wide receiver. Back to pass. Fires downfield. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
The Ducks come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. The play-action fake. Throws for the tight end. Wide open downfield. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. And the Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. They're going to run it. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Looking to fire. Just a short pass to the tight end. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Hoping to help their kicker out with a few yards on 3rd down, because from here, it would be a 58-yarder. They'll try to power their way ahead. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. The Ducks send out the punt unit. Punt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They even things up the last time they had him. The defense helped them out, and a chance to go on top with this drive. Back to throw, it's Stoneburner. Working that left side now. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. And the Spartans in the hurry-up. Out of the gun to give to the back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
The Spartans now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Whistle blows, clock stops, and there are 2 minutes left to play in this one. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers on 2nd and 12. Wants to go up top. Makes the catch. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a big gain. Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete on the right side. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. Last completion, move the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Looking downfield on first down. Finds his big tight end. They get him down at the 34-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup and a first down.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you could tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
That's caught. It's Ford. The defense calls the timeout. They're 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together.
Defense came into this one prepared for these quick receiver screen passes. Nice job beating blocks at the point of attack and rallying to the football.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Just keep slinging it. And that third down pass had some serious juice, but they couldn't hook up. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Between the uprights, it's good. They take the lead just over a minute to go, and now, guys, the challenge, try to stay on top. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Starts the drive trying to go up top. Creates a little room. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. And they spike it and get the clock stopped. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Wants to pass, and he's got to make a play. He makes the grab. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. They'll try to get the first through the air. Got him downfield. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the first down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can.
No gain on the play. Brings up second down.
They're dealing with a second and long. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. Gets it out fast. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Got to get to the line quickly for this third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Buys a little time. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. So on fourth down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. He slides that just inside the right upright. And guys, after that field goal, brand new ball game, all tied up. Guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possessions starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and two-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
First play of the first possession of OT. Wide receiver going in motion. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Snagged out of the air.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Runs it all the way down to the 8-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. It'll be first and goal.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
Back to pass, it's Stoneburner. Big fella moving. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Unsuccessful 2nd down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively? Try to have success on 3rd down.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. Big guy smells it. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. They'd hope to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a 4th and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation in the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the 4th down.
They're going for the touchdown here on 4th and goal in overtime. Quarterback will keep it. He is stopped short on 4th and goal in overtime, and the gamble blows up in their face.
The defense, I think, was just more physical on that 4th down, guys. That was a designed quarterback run, and they're calling that because they're trying to get extra blockers at the point of attack and get a numbers advantage, but just the defense fighting off the blocks, being where they're supposed to be, and not letting the quarterback break free. You just can't do a better job than the defense did on that 4th down.
They'll try the run. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Ducks can really attack on this 2nd and short. Back to pass. Fires to the tight end. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be 1st and goal.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I love the run game down here. I love being able to give it to a back and be able to trust him. Listen, he didn't have any touchdowns on the season, so I know he's wanting to punch one in. And down here, giving me the opportunity. Let me prove myself. So I love the big fella getting the football.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. Finds his big tight end. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a 3rd down stop. Here comes the field goal unit, and they can win it with a chip shot. And he drops the curtain. Lights out. Game-winning field goal in overtime.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
This is one of the best games we've called this season. A thriller, and it comes down to the wire here in overtime.
I could watch these two teams play another 6 times this year, just back and forth, trading blows, offenses coming up with explosive plays, big hits all over the field. David, this is what college football is all about.
No doubt. I love your excitement, but where's the defensive mentions? Some good defense out there, too, there, homeboy. I know it's not just offenses that get you excited. Some defensive plays, too. Nip and tuck the whole game, decide in overtime, crushing loss.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.